all, it's Miss Emily. I'm sad we can't be meeting in person this year, but we're still going to be doing our summer reading program online. I'm leading the Wondrous Wizards, which are all of you fabulous people. So if you're in this group, you're probably entering grades 5, 6, or 7. So that's what we're all about. And this year, we're going to be celebrating the theme, Imagine Your Story. So it's all about fairy tales, folklore, mythology, and just sharing your own unique story and voice. So everybody has their own story, everybody has their own voice, and this year it's going to be about what you're interested in, what you want to explore, and we're going to be using a program called Read Squared, which is linked on our website at Patterson Library, and I have some great recommendations for you. So we're going to be able to enter up to 100 pages a day. Now, I know you're probably all tired of screens. You're going to want to be doing some reading this summer, be outside, explore some new stories, and I have some great recommendations to do just that. So we have The Sisters Grimm, which a lot of you probably already know. It's about two orphan sisters who meet their new grandmother they've never met, and they find they're related to the brothers Grimm, who are responsible for all these fairy tales and folklores that exist and are classics and that everybody really knows about. And they find out that they're real, and they go through all these adventures together. So this one's really good. I've read a little bit of it. People really like it. Recommend it. That's one you could be reading this summer. I'll be giving this back to the library and it'll be available for checkout. Then we have Wings of Fire. This one's if you're interested in dragons. So we got a boy named Clay. He finds out 5 dragon tribes are fighting each other and are going through all these adventures together. And he gets in the middle of all of it, and it sort of comes his own adventure. So this one's really good if you like dragons, you like action. This one is popular and liked by a lot of people, so I recommend that one. And then we got Igraine the Brave. So this one is about Igraine, who wants to become a knight, and they find their family life at the castle a little boring. They soon find out there's a lot to get up to as they go on their quest to become a knight. This one's really fun. It's quick. It's easy to read. Really recommend it. Then we have one of my personal favorites. I read this when I was younger. This one's called The City of Ember. This one's a little different. It's not your traditional fairy tale or folklore. It's this new take on a story. So it's about Lena Mayfleet, who lives underground in what's called the City of Ember, and she starts finding a series of clues which slowly lead her above ground, and she finds a whole new world which she had never known before. So this one I really like. I recommend the City of Ember, and it'll be available for checkout in the library as soon as I get it back in there. So I really recommend it. And then today we're going to be reading a little bit of The Land of Stories, The Wishing Spell. I'll read a couple pages to begin, and we're going to continue this throughout the summer, and you'll get to know it a little better. This is a really fun series, and it's about fairy tales that become real, about this land of stories that no one really knew existed, but these kids slowly find. So we're going to start at Chapter 1, The Queen's Visit. The dungeon was a miserable place. Light was scarce and flickered from the torches bolted to the stone walls. Foul-smelling water dripped inside from the moat circling the palace above. Large rats chased each other across the floor, searching for food. This was no place for a queen. It was just past midnight, and all was quiet except for the occasional rustle of a chain. Through the heavy silence, a single set of footsteps echoed throughout the halls as someone climbed down the spiral steps into the dungeon. A young woman emerged down the steps, dressed head to toe in a long emerald cloak. She cautiously made her way past the row of cells, sparking the interest of the prisoners inside. With every step she took, her pace became slower and slower, and her heart beat faster and faster. The prisoners were arranged according to crime. The deeper she walked into the dungeon, the crueler and more dangerous the criminals became. Her sights were set on the cell at the very end of the hall, where a prisoner of a special interest was being watched by a large private guard. The woman had come to ask a question. It was a simple question, but it consumed her thoughts every day, kept her lying awake most nights, and was the only thing she dreamed about with the little sleep she managed. Only one person could give her the answer she needed, and that person was on the other side of the prison bars ahead. "I wish to see her," the cloaked woman said to the guard. "No one is allowed to see her," the guard said, almost amused by the request. "I'm on strict orders from the royal family." The woman lowered her hood and revealed her face. Her skin was as pale as snow, her hair was as dark as coal, and her eyes were as green as a forest. Her beauty was known throughout the land, and her story was known even beyond that. "Your Majesty, please forgive me," the stunned guards quickly apologized. He bent into an overly pronounced bow. "I wasn't expecting anyone from the palace." "No apology necessary," she said, "but please do not speak of my presence here tonight." "Of course," the guard said, nodding. The woman faced the bars, waiting for them to be raised, but the guard hesitated. "Are you sure you want to go in there, Your Highness?" the guard said. "There's no telling what she's capable of." "I must see her," the woman said, "at any cost." The guard began turning a large circular lever, and the bars of the cell rose. The woman took a deep breath and continued past them. She journeyed through a longer, darker hallway where a series of bars and barriers were raised and then lowered after she walked past them. Finally, she reached the end of the hall. The last set of bars was raised, and she stepped into the cell. The prisoner was a woman. She sat on a stool in the center of the cell and stared up at a small window. The prisoner waited a few moments before acknowledging the visitor behind her. It was the first visitor she had ever had, and she knew who it was without looking. There was only one person it could be. "Hello, Snow White," the prisoner said softly. "Hello, stepmother," said Snow White replied with a nervous quiver. "I hope you are well." So that is a little snippet of the Land of Stories. I really love how it keeps going. I really recommend it. And we're going to be reading more of it as the weeks go by, as we get further into the summer reading program. And I hope you're going to keep logging your progress. Please reach out with any questions. And while I'm sad I can't see you all, I'm thinking of all of you. So I'm counting down the days until I can see you in the library, which will hopefully be soon. So hope you're all doing well.